welcome to day 42nd of the 100 days towards the celebration of International Day of Yoga. I wanted to share this with you that it's been quite cold so far, but we are into spring and it is almost close to 2 months. Not exactly 2 months, but way more than 50 days, if I'm not wrong. However, the urge to go out and practice my yoga and also my hikes, my being in the outdoors with the Mother Nature, as you can hear this beautiful natural music, the vibration, the bird sounds. Oh my gosh, it simply feels amazing. However, it's my third day, and I've been really pushing myself to step out of my comfort zone, which is, of course, my home, and step out in this beautiful, gorgeous day outside. So, as you can see, what the kind of outfit I am in is pretty thick, and the material, so that because it's windy and I don't want to catch cold, I also want to make sure that I'm healthy, keeping healthy, but I am, of course, barefoot. So, barefoot walk is the first and foremost thing that I would begin my yoga practices with. I just tilt this a little bit so I have enough space with you to share. So, I've been on my toes, and I've been walking barefoot, trying to use the toes, the edge, the outside edge of the feet, as you can see, to take the pressure off. The inner edge. It may look a little harder, difficult, but it's not that difficult. You can do it. Yeah, the walk may seem funny or like different kind of walk. However, I can tell you that walking using both the edges, that is the inner edge and the outside edge, and your toes, of course, your heels as well. So, in doing this, and especially coming out walking barefoot on the Mother Earth, I can share from my own experience that it not only helps in building strength, but I can guarantee, by sharing my own experience of reducing or taking care of the pain that I had developed last year due to, I don't know, maybe over hiking, over walking. Um, so here it is that I love to hike, and for, I think, for the past few years I had been hiking too much. Yes, there is something like this. It exists that you can always hike too much, which I did. And especially, I hiked in elevations. So I hiked to the hills, and I I believe that is one of the main reason. Perhaps I had injured my ligaments or something my foot that since last year, March, month of March, I started developing extreme pain. It led to the point where I was not able to walk. However, I had to walk to do my daily things, and but it was giving me tons of pain. But I soon realized that, of course, my um, the foot and ankle doctor I had seen, and he had asked me to take complete rest to avoid using foot as much as possible, and also to wear special footwear, which I bought, and I had have been using those. But I want to tell you that walking now, the walking on my foot completely, yes, that was quite difficult because it was painful. But sooner I realized that I need to get back with walking on the toes, the edges, the outside and the inner. Timer. Hello, Liz. How are you? The real Agui C14. Hello, thank you so much for watching, and I'm sharing here my morning, a little bit from my morning routine, which includes walking barefoot. And since the weather is wonderful and I can actually come out and soak in the sun, it's beautiful. I love it. Since I can do that, I can tell you that it feels amazing, and I would urge you to try it. If you can wake up in the morning and as early as possible, and within the first few hours of the sunlight, make sure you are receiving the sunshine, the energy, the warmth, and it feels amazing. Last year, because it was not that cold, I was able to come out in the nature and do my yoga practices way back since like March. However, this year had been cold and very windy. The weather had not been, even though it's springtime, yet pretty cold, I would say. And I was missing my moments to be out there in the Mother Nature. So here I am. This is my third day. However, I want to tell you that this is also today also marks the 42nd day in my 100 days journey towards celebration of International Yoga Day, which is on the 21st of June 2025. So once you have walked barefoot using your your heels, your toes, the outside edge, okay, so you see clearly, and the inside edge. If you have used all these four, then you would once again walk using your whole, the surface area, the complete surface area of your foot. Make sure the area, the space that you are, even if it's your backyard or even if it's not, make sure whenever you are walking barefoot, you must make sure that you are very vigilant, you're very careful, you are observing for if there is no sharp objects or small stones or pelts that is lying around, or broken glass pieces, yes, you really have to watch it, and the surface that you are walking, and then you would just walk like as if you are practicing to walk on the ramp. Once, after this is after you have used all the four parts of your foot, which is the toes, the heels, the outer edge, the inner edge, and then you would just walk as if you're practicing to walk on a ramp like this. Hello. Hi, Indranil. So, forward and backward. One more time. I'm doing fine. How are you doing? So, few times forward and backward. The idea here is that when one foot is up, the other is on the ground, find your balance. Then place it. The foot now is up and coming forward. Get your balance, and again. So this way you're also making sure that you are in balance. And once this exercise is done few times back and forth, now you are ready to do your Tadasan. Tadasan, also called the palm tree pose. And to do the palm tree pose, you would just take a foot distance, just a foot distance, hands by your side. In Tadasan, or the palm tree pose, your hands will, you will raise your hands simultaneously. Your heels will also be raised. So you can follow me. Go up. And every time I say this, that you must make sure few things, that one, you're not pushing too hard. You're stretching up a little more, up, and then when you think, you believe you're in balance, you're in a stable position, that you would bring your hands down and heels down. And we'll do this one more time. Hands down, heels down. Now sideways. And down. One more time. And down. So just a few times should do the trick. Now there is one asana that I, wait, here we go. After Tadasana, you could just bring your feet together, and your hands together in Sthit Prarthanasana, or the prayer pose. This way, neck and spine straight, your back and spine straight, knees together, Just stay in this position for some time. And now, only when you feel comfortable, that you would close your eyes slowly. And release. That was Sthit Prarthanasana. And now your body is ready to go for Malasana. And how we do that is spread, take about 1.5 to 2 feet distance. I do Malasana every morning for about 1 to 2 minutes minimum, because of course, because of its many health benefits that I am experiencing myself, and I've been practicing Malasana for it's been many years now. But I'm in I take the Malasan, or the pose, especially when I'm drinking my morning 2 glasses of warm water. So I will just go into Malasan. As I said, that you would just take about 1.5 to 2 feet distance between your um, legs, and then you would just, either you can just raise your hands right in front of you, or you can just keep it on the side of your body. Now I'm checking this queen bee here flying everywhere, but this huge queen bee, which I believe by now it knows that I am here in the backyard with her. So all right, so let's go into Malasan. And to do that, we just go down, slowly down. But in Malasan, what we are doing is, in Malasan, your foot is touching, the full foot surface area of the foot is touching the Mother Earth. And you're seated. You can sit like this, or hands in front for some time. And you would observe the stretch, the flex, the part of your body, legs, lower extremities. Feel that stretch and flex. You can be like this for some time. And when you're ready to get up, you would not take the support of your hands touching the ground. You would be in balance and just slowly get up. Practice this few times, or you can start with Utkatasana if you cannot just directly go into Malasana. To do Utkatasana, which is also called the chair pose, you would just take just a foot distance, hands in front. So let's begin. Hands raised and heels raised simultaneously, and then you start going down. Now Now realize this, you are on your toes and your hands in front. Find your balance and now slowly get back up. So here I want to tell you, share this with you, that while you are getting back up, it is the legs, the lower extremities muscles that is in full use. So you are strengthening your lower extremities and also working on your balance. So you could just begin with just trust your own cleaning skills of your backyard and just start walking barefoot. The best I can tell you is if you can walk on green grass, that's the best. But however, if you do not have, if it's just concrete, it's okay. If it's just Mother Earth with no concrete, that is the best. But if you are on a beach, yes, definitely walking on the sand perhaps is one of my top best methods of walking barefoot. And sand, definitely walking on the sand, and if not, all surfaces, as long as you are walking barefoot like me, and you have already made sure that the area, the place, the surface that you are walking on is safe, it is clean, and it is not it's, of course it is hygienic, and also making sure there are no sharp objects or nails or any broken stone or pelts lying around. So as long as you make sure that these things are perfectly taken care of, you are in with your good feet. So with that, I'll just say thank you everyone for joining, and excellent. That is such a good news. Congratulations. And I'll pray for your cousin, and I will also pray for your well being. Thank you so much for joining, and watch out for your. Send me your email address in Facebook Messenger, so I can send you the joining link to be a guest on my podcast, Indranil. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. And just wanted to say that thank you. Can't thank you enough. And just enjoy the outdoors. If the weather is right, just go ahead and have some fun. Thank you.